Well, good afternoon my YouTube friends, it's Margaret here from Orchids and Garden in England, and we've had a few hours of very nice gentle rain, but can you see I'm up in the grow room, 21.21 anyway, 21C, 79% humidity, and it has just gone down, it was over 80. So let me sit down and I'll explain why I've brought you here today. If you remember, I had these holey clay pots in the outer pots, and in fact this outer pot here. And what I was finding was that all these were covered in like a white coating, and it was very like slimy, and so I decided that those in those kind of outer containers, they're going to have to come out of them. These are actually self-watering, but it was too warm. Sorry, the humidity was too high. My humidity's been in the 80s. So that's all I've done, is I've removed them. I've just watered these Vandas. And so let me sit down here now. Oh, that's the Rlc Yen. That's still coming on nicely. Right, let me just get myself seated down. I've just turned this oscillating fan down to 2 because I'm going to be showing you these other pots here. Can you see them all there? In a minute, and this is the one that oscillates round. That's my Chisis lemingii, now in a square basket and hanging here. So let's just see if I can bring a few up, and we'll go through them. 1, 2. Okay, so this is the the Rlc Yen 24K, and hold on. What I can't do is just quickly manoeuvre, because it'll make you all dizzy. That's the other part of the Rlc Yen 24K hanging there, and that's flowered last year. And when I decided to repot it into that holey clay pot, there was 2 other parts of the plant. So like a lot of you know, I've made these terracotta pots with holes in, and I planted them individually. This is the new growth on this one, and we've got plenty of hydrating roots, so I'm very thrilled with that. And these will be put back shortly. Can you see where I lose a tip? Well, usually that's when I forget, and I come to hold it. Can you see where it cracked it? Come to hold the pot, and then I cracked the new green root. Right, so this is the other one. This is a little bit slower, it's a bit smaller, and you'll see a new little growth just there. Got look, that's got a nice root, and it's just settling down nicely, this is now. And you see the roots going through there. Okay, now let's go on to the Vanda types. Here we go. Vanda falcata. This has got a top dressing of moss, but otherwise it's planted in cocoa husk, and there is some cork bark at the bottom. a big hole down there, and no bloom spikes yet this time, but we've got roots coming. We've got 2 fans here which are very strong, and had a little bit of blackening here, and that's been the trouble this year. I don't know whether it's been too high humidity or what it's been, but some of the Vandaceous types have reacted. So let's take you around this way now, and let's have a look what this one's called. Vanda castalis Lucinary times V Way Ron, Miniata times Vietnamica. See? Doing very nicely. 2 fans, this one and this one. You see, a little bit of a brown mark, and an active root there. And this one has actually lost 1 or 2 of the bottom leaves, but otherwise that's still doing fine. Now, bearing in mind, you see that one there, I'll show you that one in a minute, we'll come to that. This one, okay, what's this one called? There, Lucinary by V. Prelaw. There we are. And what's happened with some of them is I've been losing the leaves. Can you see how they start to yellow and then that will die off? But you can see where some of them I've lost, and I don't know why. So because I've treated them all the same, but this is more cork bark in here, I think. So maybe at some point I didn't keep it hydrated enough. I'm not really too sure, but we dropped 2 bottom leaves there, and looks as though we could be dropping that one as well. So let's move round. We had a nice March, and then we've had an exceptionally dry April. So whether or not our weather has affected these, I have no idea. But it's like this one, Vanda Peaches. Look at the leaves that it's dropped here. Can you see? And also, you see, we've got this brown in here. Look. Here. So I've put this one with some sphagnum moss with coconut husk. And let's see whether or not this will pick up now. And if anything comes from that area. So these are 4 of the bigger ones. Let's pick up 4 of the smaller ones. Now we've got a real assortment here, and we'll give you the good and the the ones that are struggling. So this is Vanda cerulescens, and I never give up on my plants, you know. I never give up. And this has had 1 leaf for absolutely months. But then look, from down there we've got that new little leaf appearing. So let's keep our fingers crossed that it may well develop. Now here's one today. So I've got 2 of this one, and when I was checking this one today, the last leaf fell off. I mean, it wasn't very healthy, was it? But it's got a hydrating root, just one, and got two other little roots. One's completely dead, and that's just the inner part. So I was just going to throw it out, and then I'd prepared some rock wool yesterday. So in the end what I've decided to do is I wouldn't throw it out. This is one of those little seed pots. They're biodegradable, and I cleaned all this back here, and even though there's no leaves, so there's nothing to photosynthesize this plant, I thought, well, I'll just give it a chance. I'll leave it in here, because of course that one's come back with a little tiny leaf. Now whether this will, I don't know. We can only just wait and see. But I don't give up on them, even when there's only one leaf. This is another one, Vanda miniata. For some reason this winter, look at this one. We've got a centre leaf there. But it dropped every one of its leaves. Every one of its leaves. So in the end, it's just in coconut husk now. And we have got roots, so if I take this one back, but look, I'm not sure whether those roots are dead. But likewise, push that back there, and we won't give up on that one. I'm going to actually just put that one there if you don't mind. Here we go, Vanda lamellata times Javier. Can you see that one? We'd lost one leaf, and again you see a couple of little marks. This is doing better with the roots. We had a new growth here, and the centre promptly died back, but I've still got a leaf. And if we look under there, we've got roots that hydrate. Put that bit back. So this is in cork bark with coconut husk. Now, is it happy? Well, it's not dead. And it's got two hydrating roots. And you see the other one just tucked under there. Sorry about that. A tickle in the throat. Here we go. Vanda falcata. I think this one's from Cappy. And again, we lost two leaves. Don't ask me why. But we've got a root here. A root coming through there. And another root there. So, that's fine. This is my named one, Vanda falcata shootano. This is a species one. And we've got one little root there. And we've got one going down. And I've had to put this in a little bit of moss, just to see whether I can pull it back from the brink. Here we go. This is a very slow grower, this next one. MS Sunlight. There we go. And again, we have a root. That does nothing, but I still water it. We've got a main root down there, where that little clip is, just holding it firm. And we've got a new leaf. see the last one, how marked it was. So I think this one at last now is doing all right. Now they've settled in these little tiny pots. This is just a Neofinetia falcata, Vanda falcata. I think, if I remember right, I had 3 from Kathy, and I call them the 3 bears. This is definitely one of them, and it's got roots down there. This is in coconut husk, and I do believe this one could be Mummy Bear. This is, can you see, it's got a mark on that leaf. And this little one, to try and save this one, I put it in this little antique terracotta pot from Mark. Now I've got 2 of these pots, and I've got another one somewhere, and I've been racking my brain trying to think, what have I done with it? Oh, I've just found it. Because I panic, you know what I mean, because these are special. These are antique little pots. It's over there on the other shelf, and it's got the Tolumnia in. Anyway, so I think this is Vanda falcata, and I think this one's Mummy Bear. There you see. That's those. Now just let me pick a few more up. Right. So this is a variegated one. This is one from Kathy, and I've wrote there Neofinetia falcata Gojo Fukurin. Whether it's right, I've no idea. And we've got, you see that little root with an active growing tip on it, and there's the other root there. And it's grown this leaf and now it's started on this leaf. A very slow grower, but a very rewarding plant. And this is another one from Kathy. Don't know whether that name's right. I've just put no ID. And this is down into the pot. It's a little variegated one again. And I've tucked it down into the pot, and I've clipped it with this little stake. And it's slow, but at least it's hydrating itself, which is a good thing. And this is the last of the Vanda types, and this is one that I've Miniata, Vanda miniata, cinnamon ascocentrum miniatum. This is the division taken 8th of May 21. And what it does, can you see? I mean, this is the new leaf it put up. But then it's still yellowing. So whether or not, it's got a couple of roots. And you see this one. Whether it'll survive, I've no idea. I mean, we're in the lap of the gods. So those are the Vanda types in these little holey clay pots. And I'm very pleased with these little pots. And what I'll do, if ever they grow big enough, I'll just up-pot them into one of the larger ones. So I won't actually be disturbing them. Now, here we go. I've had this one since 24th November 16. Laelia labata. I think this is it's called something, or repunk something. Laelia. like Rapunzel, but it isn't Rapunzel. Can you see we've got a new growth there? So this is new, this leaf, and we've got that new growth there, this one, we've got this new growth here, and like I say, down there it looks as though we could have the start of another growth. It does, see a little brown mark there. it does attract now and again a mealybug, so I have to keep on top of it, but it seems to have settled in here, and it gets watered twice a week I think at the moment, but our temperatures are due to rise, so I've got to keep things hydrated, especially at the moment as we're busy in the garden. So this is Phalaenopsis pulcherrima var marmota, and there's that new centre leaf. There's one root, and you see there, there's another root there, and this morning, look, tucked down there is another root. Now I don't know, this is supposed to be a terrestrial orchid. Now whether it is, because it seems to be sending these roots out and they're all heading skyward. But it's very nice. I'm thrilled to bits with this one. And this is a special one I'm going to show you now. And this is Phalaenopsis, and it's Neofinetia falcata times Phalaenopsis equestris. We had a couple of leaf drops, and we had a little bit of rotting. There, can you see the bottom of that leaf? And I wouldn't cut it off. All I did was clip it with this little clip here. Well, it'll allow me to do it now. I'll fix it, sorry, I'll fix it up in a minute. So, what's happening with this one? Now this was from Mark. So it went in here 02/09/21. And it has flowered for me before. Can you see there? There. Which is the best way to show you. A little kidney shape, mitten shape, inflorescence. Just appeared. And it isn't, you know, over generous on the roots. It's got several roots. But this was last year's growth, leaf. But look, this year, it's struggled a little bit. Keeping my fingers crossed now that will extend out and we'll have a lovely bloom. Right, let me pick you some more up out of these little pots. The last of these little pots that I've got orchids in are, they're not holey clay pots. These are the 3 Dendrobium types. This one I believe it could be, but I won't know, is Dendrobium kingianum Ellen. This one's just potted up in inorganic media. And I think this was last year's growth. I'm just waiting now for this year's growth to appear. Now, this one aborted its leaf. We'll just have to wait and see. Here's another. Have I got no label on this one? I think there's 2 plants in this. This one, this little one, and then this main one here. And again, I'm not sure what they are. The roots are hydrating, this is in organic media. And the last one I've got in bark, and it grew this nice little fat pseudobulb here, but then it had a mark on its leaf, and this one seems to be doing quite well. Again, you see, I'm waiting for new growth to appear. It must be some kind of Kingianum type, and that's in one of these. All these three, they've no holes in, so they'll stay here in these little pots for another, well, 12 months at least, and then we'll have to see whether or not they'll need repotting, but I don't think so, especially this one. It's got hardly any roots. So that's what I've just been doing today, and just watering these, and I'll come back with another video shortly and show you the ones in the bigger holey clay pots. So thank you for joining me on Orchids and Garden in England. We've been busy in the garden again, but it's nice to have a break today because of the rains, and the rains were really needed. So thank you for joining me. Take care. Thank you to all my subscribers, and I'll be back soon. Bye bye now.